Okay. So, good morning, everyone. So, thank you for joining. Let's begin our session. This is day six, AWS on AWS sessions. You see here today topic. Okay, let's go through the today's topics. Hope you are able to see my screen. These were the topics that we will be discussing today. And let's recap. Let's recap for the first few minutes, like what we have seen yesterday. These are the topics that we have seen in the previous session. Like we understood what is S3. S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. And we know we already discussed this is it is a storage service like Google Drive. It is a service like Google Drive provided by the Google. And we usually store some kind of objects in S3. Usually if we want to store some data in S3, we can store the data in S3. There is unlimited storage. We have unlimited storage in S3. But if I want to upload any data, or if I want to upload any file, directly I cannot upload. I need to create a bucket. So first of all, I need to create a bucket in the S3 service. Then I can upload all my files, all my data into the bucket. And we have seen like how to create a bucket, how to upload objects into the S3 bucket. Objects are nothing but files. Usually why we are calling it as here, if I'm using the terminology like object, it is nothing but file. Assume like how to upload files, how to upload data into the S3 bucket. And now, like yesterday, we are supposed to discuss about like how to enable ACLs, but unfortunately, we did not discuss. Let's see all these things today. Okay, how to enable in today's session. Like we will understand how to enable ACLs. How can we enable ACS access control list? ACL stands for access control list, and we'll also see what is versioning, what are the advantages of versioning. And we'll also see static website hosting. Usually, we can host a website. We can host a website in S3 also. In S3, even in S3. If we are using S3 as a storage service, we can host a static website in S3. That also we will see, which is called static website hosting. And we'll also understand cross-region replication. What is cross-region replication in S3? And we'll also discuss about storage classes. There are different types of storage classes. We'll understand all the different storage classes in S3. Let's move on. I'm just trying to log into the AWS cloud. This is my AWS cloud. This is my account. And what I'm doing is I'm navigating to a service called S3. I'm just navigating to a service called S3. And let's see here. I think we don't have any buckets. I've deleted all the buckets I've created yesterday. I don't have any buckets here. And we know that if we want to upload any files or data into this S3 bucket, into this S3 service, definitely what we need to create a bucket here. Okay, definitely we need to create a bucket here. So for creating a bucket, like I'm just going with create bucket option, and we can provide some name to the bucket. It is up to you what name you provide. But bucket name should be unique. Suppose if someone has already created a bucket called my bucket, we cannot create, and it will not allow us to create the bucket with the same name. Okay, if someone has created already the bucket with the same name, then the others cannot create the bucket with the same name. So if I'm trying to create a bucket with the name called my bucket, you see, I'm just going down and I'm trying to create a bucket. What it is saying, definitely it will show some error. Bucket with the same name already exists. So that's the reason why we always use to give some unique name to the bucket. I'm just adding some number to the bucket. And what are the other things that we need to see? So now we are now understanding like how to enable ACLs. I told you there is a option here either to disable the ACLs or enable the ACLs. What is this ACL? ACL stands for access control list. Anyhow, we are creating a bucket and we are trying to upload some data into the bucket. And if we want to provide access, if we wanted to provide access to our objects to the outside users, to the public, or to the other AWS account users, anyone wants to access our files or data, definitely we need to enable the ACLs. The recommended option is disabling the ACLs. If you are using S3 service for storing the data, then we need to disable the ACLs. But if you want to store your files to others, you can enable the ACLs. I'm just now enabling the ACL. Why? Because I would like to provide access to my files to the others also, to the outside world also. That's the reason why I'm just enabling the ACLs. After enabling the ACLs, I'm coming down. After enabling the ACLs, so leave this option, okay? Leave the object bucket ownership. Here we have two options, bucket ownership. One is bucket owner preferred and object writer. We'll discuss about these options. We'll come back. For now, I'm just keeping the bucket owner preferred. Bucket owner preferred. Two things, bucket owner and object writer. Okay. So we'll understand the meaning of bucket owner and object writer later, but I'm just enabling the ACLs for now. Coming down, I'm unblocking the public access. These are the things I'm doing while creating the S3 bucket. What I'm doing is I'm enabling the ACLs. I'm unblocking, blocking all public access means nobody can able to access our data. Nobody could access our data. So if I unblock the public access, if I unblock the public access, people can able to access my data. If I share the URLs with them, they can able to access my data with the help of those object URLs. That's the reason why I am unblocking all the public access. I'm coming down and acknowledging the settings. I'm just acknowledging the settings. So I acknowledge that usually what happens, the S3 is a service mainly for storing our data safely, privately, and securely. But if we wanted to share our data across the other AWS accounts or the outside users, definitely we can provide access to the others. That's the reason why we are enabling ACLs and we are unblocking the public access and we are acknowledging the settings. Okay. So acknowledge the settings and come down. And we will enable the bucket versioning later. We'll try to understand what is bucket versioning later. For now, I'm enabling the ACLs only. I'm coming down. We'll understand all these options, encryption, all these options later. I'm just creating a bucket. That's it. So while creating a bucket, rest of the options I have used as default ones only. But you know now, while creating the bucket, I used only enabling the ACLs, provided the bucket name, enabled the ACLs, and unblocked the public access. Only these things I have done. So now you can see the difference. If I store any particular object, this is the bucket I have created. This is the bucket I have created. If I open the bucket, I will be having an option to upload the files here. You can upload the files here. Just click on upload, add the files. Okay. And we will go here like, let me show you. I would like to upload something like, okay. I'm just selecting this particular one. Okay. Click on OK. I'm just selecting some file, kts.txt. I'm uploading. See, this is a text file. I told you, right? Any kind of files can be stored here, irrespective of the file extension. Like either you can upload a PDF file, Word file, any kind of audio file, video file, any kind of file you can store here. So that's the reason why I'm just uploading a text file. For example, like I'm trying to upload a text file here. I'm coming down like, see, after uploading the file, you need to provide the permissions. If you want to provide the public access, go to the permissions. Okay, select the permissions. See, when we are seeing this permissions option, after enabling the ACLs only, I could able to see this permissions option here. If I'm able to see the permissions here, because I have enabled the ACL, that's the reason why I can able to see the permissions. If you want to provide permissions to the outside world, grant the public read access. If you want to provide the public read access of your documents, whatever the documents that you are uploading, whatever the files you are uploading in your bucket, if you want to provide public read access to your files, then grant the public read access. This is the option we need to select. Go to the permissions. Go to permissions. Anyhow, we have enabled the ACL. That's the reason why I'm able to see this option. By default, private. Usually the recommended is private. If you want to provide access, click on, just select this public read access, understand the risk of granting public read access, upload it. That's it. That is the only option that we need to select. Okay. Enabling the ACLs, unblocking the public access, and at the permissions. At the object level, we need to provide the permissions. So now what happens, you see, we have uploaded an object called aitest.txt. I'm just trying to open that file name. Okay, you see, we have a bucket in the S3 service. We have a bucket. The bucket name is this one, 8596. This is the bucket that I've created. Just opening this bucket. And inside the bucket, I have only one file. This is the size of the file. And you see the storage class. The storage class is standard. By default, if we do not select any storage class, the storage class by default will be preferred as standard. We'll discuss about the storage classes. We'll come back and discuss about the storage classes. But for now, you see, I'm just trying to see more details about this object. Okay. When I click on more details, when I see, 1 second. When I just click on more details about this particular one, okay, it is .txt. Each and every object that you are uploading will have an object URL. And you see here, each and every object you upload will be having an object URL. Copy the object URL. I'm just going to the browser. I'm just going to the browser and trying to access that object. Can you see here? I am able to see the object. I am able to see the object and I'm able to read the object contents. And if I share that, even in the chart, if I share that object URL with you people, why? Because I have granted the public read access. I have granted the public read access. Even if I share that object URL with you people, you can also try accessing this one. You can also try accessing that object URL. Just try accessing that one and let me know if you are able to access this file or not. If you are able to read the file or not. Can you please tell me? Just open the link and try whether you are able to open that file or not, which is shared in the chat. So if you are able to access that file, then that is how we provide read access to the public. We can store our data in the S3 and if we want, we can also provide public access to the file. So for providing the public access, I have shown you what are the options that we need to give. We need to enable the ACLs and we need to unblock the public access and we should give the permissions. We should give the permissions, read access to the public. Those are the three things that we need to give. Can you able to access it? Did anyone try?
Yes. Yeah.
You can able to access it, right? The file, you can able to read the contents of the file also.
Yes.
So that's how we usually store our objects in the S3 bucket. And we can also provide access to the public. If you want to store any document and if you want to provide public access to the document, yes, we can do it. That's how actually we store the objects and we provide the public access to the, we provide the public access to the objects. Okay. So let's come back. And what I will do here is, so this is the bucket, okay? And we know how to delete the bucket and all, right? So just now we have seen like how to create a bucket and how to enable ACLs and how to provide public access, all those things. If I want to delete the bucket, I can delete the bucket. As I'm selecting the bucket, just click on delete bucket so that the bucket will be deleted. It will ask you for some confirmations, okay? Before it get deleted, you need to empty the bucket. You see where I'm trying to delete the bucket. Can you see it is asking the bucket is not empty. When I'm trying to delete the bucket, it is saying that bucket is not empty. Okay. First of all, you need to empty the bucket. We need to empty the bucket. What do you mean by emptying the bucket? Buckets must be empty. Buckets must be empty before they can be deleted. Before you delete the bucket should be empty. If the bucket is having some objects, we cannot delete the bucket, okay? So always remember, you first need to empty the bucket. While emptying the bucket, it is asking you need to delete the objects. First of all, you need to delete the objects in the bucket. You need to delete the objects. It is asking to give permanently delete. Just provide permanently delete here. And just click on empty so that the objects will be deleted. Once the objects will be deleted, it's very then the bucket can also be deleted. So what I'm trying to say is, if you want to delete a bucket, if you want to delete a bucket, if it is an empty bucket, this can be deleted. But if the bucket is not empty, first of all, we need to empty the bucket. When I'm trying to delete the bucket, I'm selecting this bucket. Sorry, I'm selecting the bucket. I'm going for delete option. When I'm deleting the bucket, it is asking first you need to empty the bucket. Buckets must be empty before they can be deleted. First, you need to empty the bucket. Once emptying the bucket is nothing but deleting all the objects inside the bucket. Once the objects got deleted, then you can go for deleting a bucket directly. Once the objects are deleted, you can delete the bucket itself. So this is how actually we delete the bucket and we delete the objects inside the bucket. And let's see the other things. What is our today's agenda? We understood like how to enable ACLs. Let's understand what is versioning. Let's understand what is versioning, where we need to enable this versioning feature. So versioning is one feature in S3. Versioning is one feature in S3. If we want, we can enable the versioning feature, or if we don't want, we can disable it. But let's understand what are the advantages of having versioning. Let's understand what are the advantages of having versioning feature in S3. I'll go to the S3 bucket. I'll go to the bucket, and this is my bucket. I'm just opening it. And if you can go to the properties, you can go to the properties, bucket properties. I'm going to the bucket properties. And in the bucket properties, I can able to see a feature called bucket versioning. You see, by default, the bucket versioning is disabled. By default, the bucket versioning is disabled. So now let's see what are the advantages having, what are the advantages we are having after enabling the bucket versioning. So let's see what happens if we do not enable versioning, and I will show you what happens after enabling, what is the advantage we will get after enabling the bucket versioning. For now, the bucket versioning is disabled. We are not enabling it. Okay, we are not enabling it, and I would like to delete some objects. Okay, I did not enable. Bucket versioning is disabled now. I will go back to the bucket and I'm opening the bucket. I'm just trying to delete this object. I'm trying to delete this object. Okay. I'm trying to delete this object. Is asking which specified object you want to delete. Okay, the object is deleted. So I have a bucket. Inside the bucket, I have a file. Earlier, I had a file called k8s.txt. Now I deleted that file. That particular file is deleted. And once the file is deleted, now I don't see any other option to get back. I don't see any other option to get back the files again. File is deleted. File is permanently deleted. Suppose if you enable, why? Because you see, if you want to get back the objects, if tomorrow or day after tomorrow, like if you feel like I have deleted that particular object and now I want that particular object. Okay. So if you want to, what can we say? Like if you want to retrieve that particular object again, if you want to access that particular object, if you want to, like if there is no backup now. There is no backup now. You have deleted that particular object and we don't have the backup now. If you want to access that particular object, we don't have any choice. That object is permanently deleted. That object is permanently deleted. But you see, whenever if I enable the bucket versioning, I'm saving the changes. Okay. I'm enabling this. I'm going to the bucket. If I go inside the bucket, can you see here? I am able to see some option like this option I did not see earlier. Before enabling the version, I did not see this option like show versions. Now I'm able to see the show versions option. Now I am uploading a file. After enabling the versioning, I'm adding some file. Okay, I'm adding some file after enabling the same file I'm adding after enabling it. Just I'm going for uploading it. Try to see the difference here. When I'm just clicking on show versions, it is showing this is the version. When did we upload it? I uploaded this file at 728. Okay, this is the last modified. I uploaded this file at 728. Hope you got it. I have uploaded this file, kts.txt. When did I upload it? I uploaded it at 7:28 a.m. Now, when I delete this file, even though if I delete this particular file, I'm going to delete this particular file. How to delete it? Select this file, open this. You can find some options like delete. There is some option like delete. Let's select the file. Here itself, we have a delete option. Just click on delete. And it is asking whether you would like to delete or not. Yes, I'm just deleting it. I've deleted the file. Do we have object? Do we have that particular object here? No, I have uploaded that object and I deleted it, but I have enabled the versioning feature for this bucket. What happens if the versioning is enabled? You can just click on here and see the versions of the files that you have uploaded. Can you see here when I'm just when I'm just clicking on the show versions, it is showing like what are the different types of files we have uploaded. Every entire history is being shown here. So now what is the advantage of having showing this kind of history here, everything? Along with the history, it is showing some delete marker. Okay, if you want to get back that file, again, if you want to store the file, if you want to store back that file again into the same location, just delete the delete marker. Just select this one. Go ahead and select the delete marker. I'm selecting the delete marker. I am deleting this one. So to delete, it is normally like how it is asking for all the objects. I'm not deleting the object. I'm just deleting the delete marker. There is an object called delete marker. I'm just deleting the delete marker. You see, when I'm deleting the delete marker, again, the object got stored in the same place. The object is getting stored in the same place. Kts.txt. Earlier, I deleted this object. If you have any confusions, I'll show you again, once again. What I'm doing is now I'm going to create a bucket. I'm going to create a new bucket. Leave about all these things. I'm going to create a new bucket. I'm selecting a bucket. I'm creating, let me delete this one. I'm selecting this. I'm going for delete. And I am just giving this option for deleting the bucket. You know how to empty the bucket. First, you need to empty the bucket before you delete it. Just need to empty the bucket. For emptying the bucket, it is asking to provide permanently delete here. Yes, I'm just giving this option. I'm just clicking on empty so that bucket got, okay, bucket is emptied. Now I can delete, I can select this bucket, I can delete it. Before I delete it, it is asking to provide the bucket name. I'll provide the bucket name and I can go ahead and delete it. Yes, bucket is deleted successfully. I don't have any buckets for now. And now we know how to create a bucket very easily. Let me show you again how to create a bucket. Just click on create bucket, provide some name. I told you the bucket name should be very unique. Okay, it should not be created earlier with the same name. So this is the unique bucket name I'm providing. Coming down, I'm enabling the ACLs. If you want to provide access to the others, you need to enable ACLs. And coming down, you need to unblock the public access. Acknowledge the settings. Bucket versioning. Here itself, you see, bucket versioning. Enable the bucket versioning. You can directly enable the bucket versioning here. Or otherwise, after creating the bucket also, we can enable. Directly, you can enable here. If I am not enabling here, okay, I'm not selecting here. And I am directly going for creating a bucket. I'm directly going for creating a bucket. Okay. Again, I'm selecting the bucket. This is the bucket I've created. Go to the buckets. This is the bucket I've created. Just open the bucket. You can go to the properties. Please go to the properties and see we have a bucket versioning option here, bucket versioning feature. So I'm just enabling it. Bucket versioning is by default disabled. If you want, you can enable this. What is the advantage of enabling the bucket versioning? If I do not enable, what happens? If I am uploading any object, I did not enable it. I am uploading some object. I am uploading some object. I am going to upload some object into this. Let's see. Anything. Okay, any file you can upload, something like okay, let me upload this particular file. Okay, this is a PAM file. Okay, I'm just uploading it. I'm just going for clicking on upload. That's it. So before we upload, usually we need to provide some permissions, but we forgot to provide the permissions. Those permissions are mainly for providing public access only. Okay, leave about them. I have uploaded one object. I have uploaded one object. Do you remember? I did not enable bucket versioning. So that's the reason why I'm not seeing any option here like show versions, something like that. Show versions. I'm not getting different. I'm not able to see the different versions. I cannot track the history of the objects. What are the objects I'm uploading? What are the objects that I'm deleting? Even I don't have an option to see the delete markers. The advantage of enabling is, you see, I am not enabled so far. I did not enable the bucket versioning feature so far. So now I'm going to the properties. I'm enabling it. Once I enable it, you will see some option there. I'm just enabling the bucket versioning. Go back to the bucket. And can you see here, if you open the bucket, you will see some option like show versions. Okay, show versions. What is the advantage? Even though if I delete the bucket seems to be deleted, but bucket will not be deleted permanently. If you're enabling the versioning feature, bucket, if even though if you delete the bucket, if you delete the objects inside the bucket, those objects seems to be deleted, but those will not be deleted permanently. If you want to store back those objects, you can store back. Let me show you. I'm selecting this one. I'm just deleting this one. Okay. It is asking to provide delete. I'm providing the delete. I'm just deleting the object. Object is deleted. Object is deleted. Now I don't have the object. I've uploaded it and deleted it. But if you want, after few days, if you want to get back that object, you need to go click on show versions. There will be a delete marker. There will be a delete marker. Select the delete marker. You need to delete this delete marker to get the file into your original location. Okay. You need to delete this delete marker, delete it. So if you want to retrieve the object again, if you want to get back those objects, definitely you need to providing this permanently delete. I'm just deleting the delete marker. That's it. What I'm doing, I'm just deleting the delete marker so that my object will be replaced. My object will be replaced. See, my object is replaced here. Inside the bucket, I have one object I have uploaded. Earlier, I don't have this object. I deleted it. But to regain, okay, to regain this object, what I'm doing, I'm going to the show versions. There, I have a delete marker. I deleted that marker, and so that particular object will be stored in the previous location where it was. This is how actually we can. Okay, this is mainly for maintaining the objects. This is mainly for maintaining the objects and to not to lose the objects. If you are not enabling the version, the main advantage of versioning is like if we are uploading some objects and if we are deleting them, definitely we may lose them in the future. To avoid that, we are enabling the bucket versioning so that we will find the delete markers. We'll see the delete markers in the version. So if I want to retrieve back, if I want to regain those objects, we can regain. Any questions here in understanding what is versioning? This is the advantage of having versioning. Versioning provides you the backup. If you enable the versioning, it provides you the backup of the objects. Later, even later also, you can store back your objects. You can store back your all deleted objects. That is the advantage of versioning. So let me go back. Let me go to the another one. So we understood now what is versioning. Let's understand what is static website hosting. We are now going to understand what is static website hosting. So let's understand what is static website hosting, where this option is.
Vamshi, I have one doubt.
Yes, please.
Like previously, you have created a bucket, right? And you have deleted, right? Uh,
Yes.
by enabling it. Suppose I have created a bucket and I have enabled versioning and I have deleted it. And so again, I have created the bucket with same name and it contains different files. I- Is it
Okay.
possible to create the bucket with same name? One question. And one
Yes,
more thing,
yes. Yeah.
when
First,
I,
let me answer this one. Let me answer this question first.
yeah,
So even like today, I have created a bucket with this name. Okay. So now if I delete this bucket, immediately you can create the bucket with the same name. Okay. I have created this bucket. So it will not allow to create the bucket with the same name. So what I have to do, if I delete this bucket, then you can create the bucket with the same name. That is possible. So same bucket name should not be there. Once I delete this, okay, you can create the bucket with this name. That's not a problem. Another question.
And the question is, suppose if my bucket have one file and once I deleted, I have created one more bucket which contain another file. So when I retrieve, do I get the both the files, or how I will get those files merged, or separately I will get?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question? I don't
Uh,
understand. Like, so you have a bucket, okay?
hmm,
You have a bucket, and we are uploading some files. We know how to upload the files and all. Just I have uploaded a file called this one, PEM file I have uploaded, usyeastkp.pem file I have uploaded.
yes,
So since I have enabled the versioning, I'm able to see the option like this, show versions, okay? So
yes.
what is the advantage? When I go here, I'll see the different versions. Even if I delete this particular object, I will be having the delete marker over there. If I delete this particular object, since I have enabled the versioning, I'll see the delete marker over there. Whenever if I want to get back that object, I can delete the delete marker so that my object will be restored in the same place. That is the advantage of versioning. Now, what is your question?
Suppose if you have deleted that PEM file and
Hmm.
again you have attached the same file. Okay.
If I delete this PEM file, okay, I'm deleting this file. Okay, let me delete this file.
And again you have created like uploaded the same file.
1 second. So I'm deleting this particular file. Oh, okay. I've deleted this. And since I have enabled versioning, I can see the history. I'm just switching to the show versions. I'm able to see the delete marker. And you can able to see this is just a delete marker. This is just a delete marker. If you delete this delete marker, your object will be restored. Now, what you are asking is if you are trying to upload the same object once again, okay?
Hmm.
I'm just going for it. I'm uploading the same object, USEast file only, and I'm just trying to upload it. Yes, I'm able to upload the same file. Why? Because the file, say, you can upload the file, and now you see I'm just going for show versions. Can you see different version? The file you have uploaded, this is the file you have uploaded at November 6, 733, and another file, another similar file you have uploaded at 741. Which version you want to store back? This is the delete marker. This is the file which is already deleted. If the file is deleted, you will see the delete marker. This file is not deleted yet.
Okay.
Even if this file is deleted, you will see the delete marker here. Got it?
Yes, yes, I got it. With
You'll see the
different.
history. So if you want to retrieve, if you want to restore this particular object, you can say you need to delete this delete marker. Again, for one more object, we will get one more delete marker, right?
Yes.
So if you want to restore that particular object, you need to delete that delete marker so that your object will be restored. So it maintains the history, like at what time we are uploading every time. Even though you are uploading the same file, we have some differences, right? Like the time you are uploading, okay, all these things.
Fine.
So based on that, the version ID is also different. You see the version ID, the version ID is different. Each and every object that you are uploading, the version ID of the object is different. It is giving some unique version for the file that you are uploading. S3 will take care of all those things. Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay. Thank you. So then let's see the next topic, which is called static website hosting. So by the name itself, we can easily understand what is a static website hosting. Meaning we can host the static website. We can host the static website by using S3 service. Let's understand how we are going to host it. So we have an option here. If you create a bucket, just to open the bucket and you see, you can go to the management. Okay, you can go to the management. Let me show management. Somewhere you will see an option called static website hosting in the properties itself. Okay, in the properties itself, how we are able to see the bucket versioning feature. In the same way, we will be seeing something like static website hosting. You can go to the bottom, and if you go to the bottom, we'll see an option called static website hosting. By default, the static website hosting is disabled. If you want, you can enable this static website hosting. So edit it, enable the static website hosting. Okay. And it is asking if you are enabling the static website hosting, it is asking whether you want to host a static website or what? For now, I am selecting hosting a static website. And for hosting the website, you need to upload two documents, index.html and error.html, two documents we need to upload. You know about HTML, right? HTML stands for hypertext markup language. HTML is mainly for creating the web pages. HTML is mainly for creating the web pages. Let's see like how to create a web pages and all. I'll just give you some overview, like how can we create a HTML pages and all. So it is very simple. Like so maybe you are already aware of like how to create HTML web pages and all. I'm just going to the Google and searching like how can we create a web page. So sample, I'm just searching in the Google like sample web pages using HTML. Okay, sample web pages using HTML. So I'm going for a website, which is okay. This is the website. So you can see here, this is the content. How they are writing. So for creating the web pages, they need to learn someone. Okay, for someone who is writing for someone who wanted to create web pages, they need to have some knowledge on what HTML, CSS, all those things. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So we need some HTML pages now. We need some example HTML pages. I won't take much time, but need some HTML pages. I want some example to show you the demo. That's the reason why I'm just taking some HTML page. You know the HTML tags, how the HTML page starts with HTML head, okay, HTML body, all this. This is how the tags will be. So what I'm doing is I'm going to my desktop. I'm going to my desktop. I'm creating a new text document. You see, I'm just creating a new text document and I'm opening the text document. I'm writing this. Sorry. I'm just opening the new text document. I'm saving this here like this. You can see usually the HTML pages. Okay. If I want to create any web page, usually we use the HTML language. All the HTML, in the HTML language, usually we use the tags, HTML head tag. This is the tag. Okay. This is the tag I'm using for opening the HTML, for closing it. We should close like this. Okay, this is the HTML tag, open tag. This is the HTML close tag. And this is how we are opening the head tag. And this is how we are closing the head tag. So whatever the things that we need to write something, okay, inside the title, if I'm writing something like this is a simple web page template. Okay, this is a simple web page template. What I'm doing, this is the HTML tag, opening it, closing it. I would like to create a web page. So for that, inside we use some tags. Head is one tag. When you are opening it, you need to close it. Inside that, we are using some title tag. So this title tag is mainly for providing some title. This is simple web page template. Okay, I'm just closing the title tag. I'm saving this. Once after saving this, you need to save it as. You need to rename it as. I'm just renaming the page as index.html. You need to save the extension of the file with HTML. Please save the file with a .html extension. All the HTML files must be saved with HTML extension. When I'm trying to open it, usually it should open it. It should show some HTML page. Not sure like why it is not. Let me go through some other examples how to create a web page so that if I am able to second. Do anyone have idea on this HTML sample writing creating HTML web pages, all HTML pages and all? Anyone? A very simple HTML page. Okay, let me save this one. It is showing something. Okay, I'm just saving this content. I'm opening this file. Okay, just saving this content. Usually, The web pages, if I want to create a web page, usually we need to know this language, HTML language, HTML open tag, close tag, body tag, close tag. Okay. H1 is for providing the headings. P stands for paragraphs. Okay. If you want to provide any paragraphs, we need to give the HTML page like this. Let me save this and I'm trying to running this. We can able to see, yes, we can able to see the web page. What is printing here on the web page? What we can able to see on the web page? My first heading, my first paragraph. So I'll try to remove all these things. I'll try to remove all these things. What I'm trying to write is welcome to my website. Okay. I'm just trying to, I will try to write something like welcome to my website, and I'll remove this one paragraph. Okay, I'll try to remove this one. I'm saving it. And now you can see after saving this one, I'm going back to my desktop and I'm able to refresh this. Can you see here? I'm able to see this is one web page. This is one web page. How I'm saving that page? Index.html. I'm able to save that page with index.html. And when I'm just double clicking on it, how to open the web page? If I'm saving the code, if I'm writing the HTML code, I'm saving the page with .html extension. I can, you'll see if you are saving that with .html extension, usually that will be saved with any default browser symbol. Okay, this is the default browser in my machine. That's the reason why it got saved like this with the edge symbol. I'm just trying to open it. If you double click on it, you can able to see the page like this. What I'm able to see the contents inside on the page. Welcome to my website. And I need one more page. I want to create one more page. For that, what I'm doing, I'm going to create a new text document. And inside the text document, what I'm doing is I will write the same content. Okay. I would like to write the same content. If you have any questions, you can stop me and you can ask what is these things and all. And here what I'm doing is I'm adding one more line in the H1 tag. This website is under construction. Usually, you see, whenever we browse some websites and all, we normally see this kind of messages. Welcome to my website. Welcome. This website is under construction. So I would like to add this particular line here. This website is under construction. I'm just trying to save this and I'll go back to my browser. I'll go back to my desktop. I'm saving this file. I'm renaming this file. I'm giving the name of this file as error.html. Error.html. Why? Because we need to upload these two files. Okay, I've created two files. One is index.html, other one is error.html. When I'm trying to open error.html, I can able to see this. This website is under construction. When I'm trying to open this page, index.html, I can able to see welcome to my website. These are the things that I've created. Index.html page, welcome, error.html page. And I've shown you like how I am creating the web pages. I'm going to the Google and searching like sample web page creation. So this is a sample code. When I try it myself, this is the whatever the thing that you are writing here, right? That will get printed here on your web page. This is the basic code that you can take and you can try it out. Okay, even I'm just giving you this in the chart. If you want, you can save it somewhere and you can try it out. Okay, this is how actually we create web pages. I've created two web pages. Now, my intention is we would like to understand what is static website hosting. For that, what I'm doing is I'm going back to my bucket. I'm going back to my bucket. I would like to create a new bucket. I don't want to use the same bucket. Why? Because I want to make sure like whether I'm following the correct process for enabling the static website hosting. So I'm deleting this bucket. Okay. I would like to delete this bucket. Let me show you how to delete this. I'm going to delete this bucket. Sorry. First, I'm emptying it. And now I will go back and delete it. Okay. I'll go back. I'll select the bucket and I'll try to delete this. Hope you are understanding like how we are deleting the objects and how we are creating the buckets, all these things. So I've deleted the bucket. I don't have any buckets. Now I would like to create a new bucket. I'm going back. I'm going to create a new bucket. I'm providing some unique name. Okay, I'm providing some unique name to the bucket. Coming down, I'm enabling the ACLs. Enabling the ACLs and unblocking the public access. Acknowledge the settings. Enabling the bucket versioning. Remember, if you are working on static website hosting, If you're working on static website hosting, you need to enable bucket versioning. I'll tell you the reason why we need to enable the versioning. Please enable the bucket versioning, okay? If you're working on static website hosting, please enable this bucket versioning. Even, see, it is not a mandatory one, but there are some advantages. Like I told you, right, what is the advantage of having bucket versioning? So I'm enabling the bucket versioning now. I'm just going down and I'm creating the bucket. That's it. I created the bucket. I would like to upload some objects here. So at the same time, what I'm doing is in this same bucket, I'm going to the properties. I'm going to the loss. The bucket versioning is enabled anyhow. Okay. And the main thing that we are learning now is static website hosting. What I'm doing is I'm selecting this one. I'm enabling the static website hosting. After enabling it, it is asking whether you want to host a website. Yes, I'm selecting this particular option. I'm coming down. It is asking two documents. So I would like to save, I have saved the documents with the same names only, index.html. And one more document is error.html. I'm just giving the names. I'm not uploading any document, okay? Index.html, error.html. I'm providing two names. Coming down, I'm saving the changes. That's it, okay? I have enabled the static website hosting. You see here where this option will be. This is the static website hosting. I have enabled it. I have enabled it. Hosting type, bucket hosting. I'm going to host a website. And whenever you enable this static website hosting, each and every bucket will be having some endpoint. Can you see? This is the URL. This is the URL it is providing. This is the bucket website endpoint. This is the URL it is providing. You can access your website. You can access your website. So for now, when I'm trying to access that website, for now, when I'm trying to access this website, it is showing like access denied. You don't have access, all these things. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going back to my bucket. I will try to upload some files in the inside my bucket. Okay. I'm going to the bucket, click on bucket. I'm uploading some files. What files I will upload now? I'll upload that index.html and error.html that what I have. Index.html. The very first file is index.html that I've created. And one more file is error.html that I have created. Error.html. These are the two files that I've created. Coming down, I'm giving the permissions, granting the public access. Understand the risk of giving public access. I'm trying to upload. This is the only thing that I'm doing. Okay, I'm just uploading the files error.html and index.html. These two files I'm uploading inside the bucket. And when I try to access this bucket now, can you see here? This is the URL. This is the bucket URL. I'm able to see my website. I'm able to access my website. I'm just uploading. I'm just creating web pages. I'm just creating web pages. How many web pages I created? Two web pages I created. One is index.html. The other one is error.html. I have shown you what are the things that I'm getting. These are the two web pages I've created, index.html, error.html. And I'm uploading these two files inside the bucket. And I enable the static website hosting feature. Whenever you enable the static website hosting, usually you will see the bucket endpoint URL. I'm going back to the bucket, click on the bucket, go to the properties, where that option will be, where you will find bucket website hosting. You need to go to the last. This is the place where we have enabled. Okay. Once you enable, you will see the bucket website endpoint. It will provide you the bucket website endpoint. Copy this URL. You need to use this URL for accessing the website. This is the URL we will be using for accessing the website. Copy this URL, go to the browser, try to access the website. You can able to see the website like this. Welcome to my website. And if I would like to see something like I'm going to access the login page and all. I don't have any login page, but I'm trying to access the login page. When I'm trying to access the login page and all, usually what happens is when I'm trying to access the login page or something different, usually what happens is, second. Okay, you can see here if there is an issue with the web page, I'm trying to access the website. By default, it will go to the home page. What is the home page? So to get the home page, I'm saving the web page as index.html. If you are saving any page with index.html, so whatever the page you save with index.html, that same page will be considered as a home page. That's the reason why it is displaying the very first page as welcome to my website page. And if you delete it, go to the bucket, and I will try to delete this index.html page. I'll try to delete this index.html page. It's asking to delete. Yes, I'll delete this one. Index.html page is deleted. Now I'll try to access this. Can you see here? First, it is redirecting to the index page. And when it is not finding the index.html page, what it is showing, it is going to the error page. It is by default routing to the error page. And in the error page, like what I have written, like this website is under construction. This is the page I have saved. Any questions in understanding the static website hosting? If you want, I can repeat. If you have any doubts in understanding any issues, like we can repeat it. Okay, no problem. So hope you understood the concept of static website hosting. Is it okay? Chandrakant or Venkat, Keshav, any questions?
No questions.
You understood, right? What I'm doing here. We can also try to understand advantages of S3. We can also host some websites in S3. S3 is not only for storing the data. You understood, right? How we started S3? We started S3 as like a storage service. But what are the other advantages here? We are trying to learn the other advantages. We can also host some websites. We can also host websites in S3. We need to enable the feature called static website hosting, and then we need to upload the web pages. And whenever you enable the static website hosting, it will provide you the bucket endpoint URL. Do you know what is bucket endpoint URL? Hope you know what are the endpoints and all. You know about endpoints, right? The endpoints are mainly for accessing. Once you go to the properties, you see the static website hosting. If whenever you enable the static website hosting, it will provide you the bucket website endpoint. Copy the bucket endpoint and you try to access the website using this bucket website endpoint. And if you don't want to access the website with this endpoint, what can we do? If you don't want to access the website with this endpoint, we cannot share this endpoint URL with all the people. Usually, how our websites will be www.facebook.com, www.twitter.com. This is how actually we create. Okay. Otherwise, www.icicibank.com, hdfcbank. This is how we create our websites. This is how we create our websites, right? But if our website is like this, if our endpoint is like this, we cannot share with others. That's the reason why we need to go for choosing a domain name. We need to choose a domain name. You know about GoDaddy, all the other websites which are providing the domains. We can purchase a domain. We can go to the GoDaddy website and we can purchase the domain. We can integrate this URL with the domain we are purchasing so that we will share the domain with others so that the other will try to access from the domain by using the domain name. Hope you are able to understand how we are able to attach. So we will see all these things. All those things we will understand in the Route 53. There is a service in AWS called Route 53. In AWS, we have a service called Route 53. There we will understand all these things. Any questions? If we don't have any questions, we will stop it for today. Okay. So what are the things that we have seen today is like we understood enabling ACLs, versioning. We also understood what are the advantages of versioning. Versioning is mainly for mainly for retrieving, okay, mainly storing back the deleted objects. If you want to store back the deleted objects, we'll go for versioning. And we know what are the advantages of having static website hosting. We will enable it. We will host a website in S3. We can host a website in S3. Okay, let's discuss about the remaining things. Okay, cross-region replication, storage classes, other things are there. We'll discuss. We'll continue the next class. Please practice. Okay, please practice so that you will also get some confidence. Okay. So listening the things like whenever we are listening, like we feel like yes, we are understanding everything and all. Okay. Only by practice you will get the things. Please practice. Whenever you find some time, please practice. Stay focused so that you will easily learn all these things. Thank you. If you don't have any questions, we'll meet tomorrow for the rest of the things.
Yeah, thanks, Vansh.